I should have known that something this fragile could not stay secret forever. The research assistantship started 3 weeks after the stairwell conversation. Officially, I was helping Dr. Hayes catalog data for a longitudinal study on molecular bonding patterns. Unofficially, I was spending 12 hours a week in close proximity to a man I was trying very hard not to think about in ways that were going to get us both in serious trouble. The work itself was genuinely interesting, which did not help. He would explain something and I would ask a question and he would look at me with this expression, not the classroom expression, not the cold assessing look I had spent a year dreading, but something quieter and more surprised, like I had said something that caught him off guard. He told me once, while we were going over spectral data, that I had an instinct for the work that most of his graduate students did not develop until their second year. I wrote it in my notes app at 11 that night because I could not stop thinking about it. Mara said I was in trouble. I told her she was being dramatic. She sent me a voice memo of herself laughing for 45 seconds and nothing else. The thing is, nothing happened. I want to be clear about that. We were professional. We were careful. He kept his distance in the way that told me he was working at it, and I kept mine for the same reason. But there were moments. Small ones. The afternoon he reached past me to pull a reference book from the shelf and his arm grazed my shoulder and neither of us moved for just a half second too long. The evening we were both still there at 7 and he ordered food from the Thai place on campus and we ate at opposite ends of the desk and talked for 2 hours about nothing related to chemistry at all. Those moments were the problem. Not the big things. The small things that accumulate. I was staying late on a Wednesday when it happened. Caleb Dr. Hayes had left for a department meeting and I was alone in the office finishing a data entry when I heard the door open. I assumed it was him coming back early. It was not him. Professor Diane Weston. She taught biochemistry on the 4th floor and she had a reputation for departmental politics the way some people have a reputation for being good at their jobs. It was the first thing anyone told you about her. She was tall, angular, silver-streaked hair pulled back tight, and she was looking around the office with an expression that was not casual at all. She said she was looking for Dr. Hayes. I said he was in a meeting. She nodded slowly, eyes moving to the desk, to the papers, to the open laptop. Then they moved to me. She said, "You must be Olivia Reyes." I said yes. She said she had heard good things about my work on the study. Then she smiled and it was the kind of smile that does not reach the eyes and she said, "He's always been very invested in your progress, hasn't he?" Something about the way she said it made my skin go cold. I said I was just a research assistant. She said of course. She left. I told Caleb the next morning. I watched his face do something careful and controlled, the way it did when he was processing something he did not want to react to in front of me. He said Weston had been angling for his lab funding for 2 years and that I should not worry about it. I tried not to. I failed. 2 weeks later, Mara found me between classes with her phone in my face. Someone had posted anonymously on the university's student forum. The post did not use names. It talked about a professor in the science department who had been making private financial payments to a current student and asked whether the department ethics board was aware. My hands went numb. By the time I got to Caleb's office, he had already seen it. He was standing at the window with his back to the door and he did not turn around when I came in. I closed the door behind me and I said his name, not Dr. Hayes, just Caleb, for the first time and he turned around. His face was the most unguarded I had ever seen it. Not scared exactly. More like a man who had known a particular storm was coming and had hoped, against all evidence, that it might pass him by. He said, "I think we both know who posted that." I said, "Weston." He nodded. And then his phone buzzed on the desk. He looked at it. Whatever he read made his jaw tighten in a way I had not seen before. He turned the screen toward me. It was an email. From a university address I did not recognize. 4 sentences. It said that the anonymous donor records, along with documentation of my hours in his private office, would be forwarded to the University Ethics Board and the department chair unless Dr. Hayes was willing to discuss a transfer of his current research grant to a collaborative project. Weston did not just want to expose us. She wanted to use us. I looked at Caleb. He looked at me. And for the first time since I had known him, he looked like he did not have a plan. He said we needed to stop the research assistantship immediately. And then he said the one thing I was not prepared for, that it was better for both of us if I stopped coming to his office altogether. Stay tuned for the next part.